In this lesson, we are going to look at transformations. So we are going to focus on rotation. So under ZIMSEC syllabus, we have three types of rotation transformation. We have 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and 180 degrees. So let's dive into an example. Triangle has vertices P21, Q23, and R32. Rotate the triangle A 180 degrees, B 90 degrees clockwise, C 90 degrees anti-clockwise about 0, 0. So this could be a point of rotation. So we have a few things to consider on rotation. We have direction. So you can see that here it's clockwise and clockwise. Only 180 degrees is no direction. Then we have angle of rotation, which is 90 degrees and 180 degrees. Then center of rotation, which is given at different points of the Cartesian plane. So I want to demonstrate each of these types very quickly. Therefore, pay attention to detail. So this is my Cartesian plane. We learned how to draw the Cartesian plane in the coordinate geometry. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. Therefore, let me plot the triangle PQR. I was given that P is 2, 1, Q is 2, 3, then R is 3, 2. Then I want to rotate this 180 degrees. I want to rotate this 180 degrees. So 180 degrees, we all know that a straight line measures 180 degrees. So I'm just going to draw my straight line which measures equally from the point of rotation. So this is our point of rotation. So all lines must be equal from this point. So a straight line, this is a center of rotation. So this is a straight line. You can see that the length of this line I draw from here to here is same as the length of this. This is 2 by 3, this is 2 by 3. So the length, if you measure from this to this point and from this point to this point, they must be equal. That's the rule of rotation. All lines from the point or from the center of rotation must be equal from the image and from the original shape. Then I'll draw my second line, my third line from R. So I will label this one is coming from P straight, this is P1, this is coming from Q straight, this is Q1, this is coming from R straight, this R1. Your lines must be broken, they must not be solid to show that these are transformations lines. Therefore, let me join my points. So this complete this 180 degrees rotation with a straight line which measures 180 degrees. Therefore, one of the tips is not to first draw your line here and then draw another line. Just draw a straight line that crosses to the other quadrant. You rub off the extra length later. So secondly, I'm going to highlight how to transform or to rotate a shape 90 degrees clockwise, the direction clockwise. So the center of rotation is the origin, which is 0, 0. So you first draw the center of rotation. So this is the center of rotation. Then the easiest way here is to use your compass, then estimate, or to use a protractor. In this lesson, I will demonstrate using a protractor since I can't demonstrate using a compass. Let me take my protractor. So this is my protractor. You can see my protractor here. So I will take this protractor and measure here with my, you can see this, my line here, which is a straight line which points 90 degrees, must be at the point of rotation here. Therefore, and this straight line must be straight with the line from the shape to the center. Therefore, let me expand this so that you can see see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is how we do it. Then I'll measure 90 degrees. This is my 90 degrees, so my line passes through this with the same length. So you can see that my line passed through 90 degrees to this point. You can see this. So the trick here is just to measure the same length here. You can see that this 2x3 here, it must also be 2x3. Therefore, let me take off my canvas to the other side. Then I will draw another line for P and do the same and measure 90 degrees. You can see this is 90 degrees again. Let me measure this one with my right. You can see that this is 90 degrees. And I'll also do the same on R and measure 90 degrees again with my protractor. So this is also 90 degrees. Therefore, joining my points, this P2, R2, and Q2. You can see that my lines are different in color to show that this coming from Q, this becomes Q2. The blue one is coming from R, this is R2. The red one comes from P, this P2. So that's how we draw a 90 degrees clockwise shape. This rotation 90 degrees clockwise. Let me demonstrate anti-clockwise. So this is my original shape PQR. I will do the same again. I will draw a line. Now anti-clockwise, I'm going to the left. The direction now is left if I'm in the first quadrant. I will put my protractor here, but now I'm measuring from this side to this side. This anti-clockwise direction. This is anti-clockwise direction. This is anti-clockwise direction. Therefore, I'll measure 90 degrees. You can see that it is passing through 90 degrees. Then measure the length of your line from this point to this point must be equal. Therefore, taking off my protractor, I will do the same for all the lines. So to save time, I will just highlight the points these lines must pass through. Therefore, you can see this. Then join your points. So this is my Q3 is coming from Q in peach here, in lilac here it's coming from R to R3, then in olive here it's coming from P to P3. So that's how we do anti-clockwise 90 degrees rotation. So this marks the end of our lesson. That's how we do the rotation. So let me review the previous lessons, previous rotation. Here you see that we were measuring from the right downwards. So this is the direction of the clockwise. Then 180 is a straight line. So that's how we do rotation. This marks the end of our lesson.